Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician channel. And today we're going to be going back into the Amazon Tool Deals video, and this week is a little bit special. I'm going to try and do this roughly every 5 weeks or so, depending on how many of these deals I can find. These are also, once again, going to be tools that are on sale, tools that even at their full price I believe to be good deals, or tools I find interesting and would like your guys' input on if you guys have used them. I want to do an Amazon Tool Deal video on items specifically made in the US, Japan, Germany, or anything like that. Something a little bit higher end, something that more people might find interesting. So I really hope you guys enjoy this. As you can see, the first item up here is a Craftsman product, which is awkward because there's not very many items left from the Craftsman lineup that are made in the USA. Now, this isn't specifically a tool. This is their shelving, and yes, there's other companies that sell this same stuff, but still, this Craftsman shelving unit is a nice set. This is more specifically their 4-tier. They do have a 5-tier as well. I have some cheaper Harbor Freight shelving that I want to say I spent $30 or $40 on. This is going to be a lot higher quality. It's going to be a lot more durable. The plastic's a lot more durable. It's a lot stronger, sturdier, and it's just built a lot better. I may do with what I had, but if I ever swap these out, it's going to be for something like this. This is $98.50 right now. It's not on sale. It does have 4.5 stars at 214 ratings. I just really like the design of this shelving, and I'll show you another brand as well here in a minute. Here you can see with the 4-tier, you have the slots in it, which is going to allow anything that may spill on the shelvings to drain and not just puddle up on them. Other than that, I'm not exactly sure what else that venting would be for. Not too worried about it. Anytime I use shelving like this, I'm putting, my fluids, chemicals. I have like my shop vac, my carpet shampooer, my steam cleaner, all my car cleaning chemicals, my oils, trans fluid, all that type of stuff I keep on shelving nice and organized, spare spark plugs and car parts and stuff like that. So these are really nice, and I really think this would be a great upgrade to what I have. So just kind of looking at this, it does have adjustable feet, so if you have unlevel flooring, you don't have to jam anything underneath the feet to try and level it out or anything like that. You can adjust the feet to level it out. Here you can see it from the front. This specific set is 40 inches wide, 55 inches tall, and 24 inches deep, so definitely it's probably about 2 times the size of one of my shelving units, so this is definitely quite a bit bigger and nicer. I do like how it says lifetime tough plastic, won't shatter. It's waterproof. I would hope so. And rust resistant, which again, I would hope so. I just thought that was kind of funny. Here's kind of what it would look like if you had multiple units set up. You can easily connect them from the portions on the end here. You may see where you can actually attach other shelving units. So like I have 2 shelving units from Harbor Freight that I actually have zip tied together so they don't move and they stay flush across each other, where these, it has that connecting point. So I really thought that was kind of a cool design as well. There's the adjustable feet, and just, showing some of the Craftsman tough boxes that you can fit in there. It does state here that each shelf can hold up to 200 pounds if it's distributed evenly across the shelf. It's not, you can't just set 200 pounds on one portion of the shelving and think it's going to hold, but 200 pounds per shelf as long as it's spread out. No tools required to assemble. Is about a 30-pound solid structure shelving unit, made in the USA, engineered with fully sustainable recycled material. And here you can see the dimensions of the 4 and 5 tiers. So the only thing that's going to change between the 4 and 5 tier is going to be that additional height from the extra shelf. And then here, if we look down below, here's one that is larger. Same design and everything, all the same, except the end connecting portions are yellow instead of red. It's from a company, or this one is being sold by a brand called CX. It has 4.5 stars at 4,542 ratings for $110. It's about $12 more due to it being quite a bit wider than the Craftsman one we were just looking at. So here we were looking at 20 inches deep, 48 inches wide, and 55 inches tall. So it's a few inches shorter as far as depth, but it's quite a bit wider. And this set is also made in the USA, handles the same amount of weight and everything, so a good design there as well. So that's something that I wanted to mention. It not just tool related, but along with tools comes organizing, whether you're in the shop or in your garage. These are great for organizing all that miscellaneous stuff. Next up is a good product to consider if you use a lot of punches or chisels. So this is the Gear Wrench Universal Punch and Chisel Holder, part number 70-000 Golf. It has 5 stars at 84 ratings and is down to $28 from $43, so a savings of 35%. It is proudly made in the USA, and it holds punches and chisels up to 1 1/16 inch hex stock, and it holds the punch or chisel securely on 3 sides. And this is going to help you in those awkward situations where it's kind of hard to hold the punch and swing at the same time. This kind of gives you a little bit better leverage. It also gets your hand away from that punch or chisel, so if you don't have the best hand-eye coordination, you don't have to worry about demolishing your hand. So these are very handy. Sorry, my heat just kicked on. But these can be very handy to have depending on the situation that you're in and depending on how much you use a punch and chisel set. So here you can just kind of see some of the information if you would like to pause and just kind of read some of that information. Country of origin, once again, made in the USA. And then this Gear Wrench one is $28, like I said, down from $43, but we do have another one. There are a few brands that make them here in the USA, so I did want to share. Here's the Stanley Proto punch and chisel holder. It has 4.5 stars at 77 ratings, part number Juliet 2108. It is just under $20, so about $8 cheaper than the Gear Wrench one. But as you can see with the design that holds the punch and chisel, it does have a round portion up on the end, so it holds it a little bit differently. You're not going to have quite the secure holding as you would with the 3 sides on the Gear Wrench, but you're saving a little bit of money here. It's also made in the USA, so either way, both very affordable and both really good tools to have if you use a punch and chisel set often. Definitely something to consider. So I did have the Tekton 14-piece set saved, which was on sale, and unfortunately it sold out right before this, so hopefully it'll be back in stock. I will have the 14-piece set linked down in the tool, as well as all of these other tools. They will be linked down in the tools and tools continued link. I will get the 14-piece set on there. It is on sale right now as long as they restock it before the sale is over. But Tekton does a really good job here on Amazon with putting things on sale pretty often. So these nut drivers, the tri-lobe handle design is probably one of the more awkward looking handles I've ever seen or used, and I almost didn't buy their screwdriver set when they first released them because of the way they looked. And then I got one in my hand and I realized it is by far one of the most comfortable screwdrivers I had ever used. So if you use nut drivers, this is a very comfortable handle design. You can get a lot of good leverage on them. I personally enjoy the handle design. If it's not your style, no big deal, but Tekton does constantly have these nut drivers on sale, so I did want to include them. Unfortunately, my apologies, they did sell out right before I recorded this video. So they do have 5 stars at 203 ratings, and this 2-piece set is $14. I can't tell you exactly what the 14-piece set was, but once again, I'll have it linked down in the tools continue link for you guys. But once again, these are also made in the USA. Here's just kind of a quick overlook at some of the design of the nut driver. And I want to say the 14-piece set was 3/16 through 1/2 inch as far as the SAE, and 5mm through 10mm. So you got both SAE and metric, a good variation of both. I will also try and include this in a future video if I see it on sale again, and I will try to make sure that it's actually still on sale and available when the video is posted. Next up is an item from ICT. It's a billet 3-piece aluminum wrench set. It's got 6, 8, and 10 AN fitting wrenches. So if you do anything with AN fittings, AN fuel lines, or any sort of lines that require AN fittings, whether you're installing AN fittings on lines or installing them in the vehicle, these are very handy to have. Reason being, a lot of those AN fittings are anodized, and a softer material, and you don't want to use a normal wrench on it due to the hardness of the wrench being harder than the AN fitting itself. You take the chances of not just damaging the anodized finish, but the fastener itself. So you want to look into a actual set of aluminum wrenches specifically designed for those AN fittings, and as long as you know what sizes you'll be working with, like I have 6 and 8 AN fittings in my Camaro, so this set would work perfectly for me if I ever had anything, and I would always have that 10 just in case I moved up to a bigger AN fitting for anything. $30, made in the USA, 4.5 stars, 258 ratings, made in Wichita, Kansas. Here's some of the information if you would like to pause and look at it. Once again, these items will be linked down in the tools and tools continued link. And then if you are not looking at, maybe you don't know exactly what AN fittings you're going to be working with, you don't know what size you're going to get as of yet, maybe you don't want to take the chance of getting a set like this and it not covering what you're going to use, maybe you'll have more than this, and then when you get into the larger sets of AN wrenches, it can get fairly expensive. So another route that you could go is to go with like the one that I had first originally picked up. This is from Evil Energy. It's their AN adjustable wrench. I used this to assemble my AN fuel lines, and it worked very well. Now granted, it's not going to be quite as nice as having individual wrenches, but it still does hold up very well. I had no issues with it. It adjusts very nicely. It didn't mar up the fittings or anything like that, and it works anywhere from 3 AN to 16, so definitely a wide variety of AN fittings there. It's comfortable, it's anodized, it's a nice little wrench. Now this one is not going to be made in the USA as far as I know. It is a non-USA made product, but I figured I'd at least throw this one in there just in case you don't want to buy the individual wrenches themselves, and then they do have other designs as well and other colors and stuff like that. So still a good price, down from $27 to $23 to have just one wrench that may work for all of your needs, just depending on your situation and how much you deal with AN fittings. How it works there. And this is actually what I ended up... Wow. This is actually a picture from my YouTube video of me installing my AN fittings. I wrapped them in electrical tape to better protect them against marring the AN fittings. And that's funny that they actually have used this in their Amazon ad. I bought this set back in October of 2017, so that's pretty funny. I never even realized this was on here. I do have plastic jaws for my vise as well, and that's just to protect both ends of the fitting, and everything went very smoothly. So there you can see I used the wrench and it worked very well. The lines were installed on the Camaro, and yeah, so that's just that kind of shocked me. So it is down 15%, and it has 4.5 stars at 1,750 ratings, so it is rated very highly, and it is rated a lot. Next up is a product from Engineer. I have Van Pliers. Engineer and Van Pliers, same thing. Engineer, I believe, are the originators of the Van Pliers and stuff like that, the screw extraction pliers. Now, the difference between Engineer and Van Pliers are the Van Pliers are usually $3 to $10 more expensive than the Engineer version, just depending on what tool you're looking at, and that is due to Van Pliers actually carrying a warranty with theirs. And Engineer, as far as I know, has not included a warranty with any of theirs. Now, I'm not sure if that's the case with the scissors. I'm not sure if even Van Pliers warranties those, but that is the main difference between Engineer and Van Pliers is just the warranty. So here we are looking at the Engineer PH55 multifunction compact scissors, and it is a 4-in-1 combination blade, cuts carpet leather, solid copper wire, insulated cables, CDs, thick rope, and more. Just having a set of durable work scissors in the shop or in the garage is fantastic. I use medical shears just because they are very durable and extremely tough. This is down from $31.90 to $21.90 cents, so 31% savings, 4.5 stars at 2,686 ratings, so rated highly and rated a lot. And it does come with a little sheath there for you to carry them in to protect them. One of the blades is serrated. Here you can see a little bit better the flat blade and the micro serration. Then on the back side you have a wire cutter and then a safety box opener on the outside of one of the blades as well. It is just very handy to have something like this around the shop, so you're not constantly having to use diagonal side cutters or inappropriately using flush cuts or anything like that, or using a knife for everything. These are very universal in a lot of things that you can find around the shop or in the garage. So definitely very handy to have. And at the $22 price range, I think that's a very good deal. And then the last up is something that I've been considering and would like your guys' input on. This is a Vessel ball grip 1/4 inch hex bit interchangeable screwdriver. So there you can see the sizes that it comes with, the different bits, and it is down from $16 to $14.27. So not a huge savings, but it is very affordable already. So that savings of 11% is just the cherry on top. You do have 5 stars at 2,468 ratings, so rated very highly again. We're looking at a product, the last product, by the way, the Engineer scissors and their pliers and everything are made in Japan, and this Vessel product is also made in Japan. If there's any other tool brands that you guys would like to see, whether that be USA made, German, Japan, anything like that, please feel free to drop a comment down below, and I will do my best to search those brands to try and find some good deals and include them in my future videos. So please feel free to drop those comments down below. But I've heard a lot of good things about these, and I don't use a whole lot of interchangeable bit screwdrivers. I have a couple hard handles from Tekton that I enjoy. There's been quite a few in the past that I've used and just don't care for. So I kind of like the idea behind this, the ball end for speed turning. I think it's a really good design. It looks comfortable. So if you guys have used this, please let me know your guys' thoughts, or if you've used a design like it. Here's just kind of a different look at it. More details on the handle and the bits included. Here, if you want to read that, you can read it to me in the comments, because I can't. So there you can see you insert the bits that direction. I'm glad they showed that. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what to do with them. As far as I know, it is a non-ratcheting. It's just an interchangeable bit screwdriver, which is what I prefer. I've tried to use ratcheting bit screwdrivers, and it's really hard for me to find one that I like. I just end up always just going back to my normal screwdrivers. It's just not that big of a deal to me. Unless I'm working in like a tight space underneath the dash, then a ratcheting screwdriver can kind of be helpful. But other than that, I either use my impact driver with a bit attachment, or I just use a screwdriver. But I really do like the idea of this design, so if you guys have any input whatsoever on these, please let me know your guys' thoughts on them. So once again, that's it as far as this week's Amazon tool deals, where we've included USA made products, Japan made products, and I will do more videos, USA, Japan, and German made tools, and then any others that you guys might think that are good brands to consider. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts on some of these tools. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'll see you guys next time.